Hello, thank you for being here. Let's jump into the next zodiac sign reading. I think we're going to do... Actually, let's see what comes out. Who are we reading for first? Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, let's get you a quick spread. What's the vibe for the tribe? Let's get you the angels. Shake it up a bit. Four of Swords. You could be in a moment of rest or resting, recuperating. King of Cups, interesting. Ten of Wands. There could be things you're letting go of or finishing, closing cycles. This could be a good time to commune with your spirit team. You could be like learning new things. There's something about planning for the future as well. You could feel a lot emotionally for something interesting. Yeah, you could be closing out huge cycles with the world here. There's something that you're changing your perspective about, maybe about burdens and how to come into greater strength and more independence. Nine of Pentacles energy here. Yeah, okay, interesting. Okay, interesting vibe. And if you're a feminine, I suppose that this could apply as well. This just could be like an external King of Cups energy, a water sign masculine, perhaps, that's closing out huge cycles, perhaps, perchance. Yeah, this could also just be you if you're the masculine, though, for sure. Okay, Capricorns. There's something about someone changing their perspective that leads to greater strength, though. Independence. Interesting. Yeah, something has been throwing someone's like emotions off, or their home, their family. There's some kind of change because of huge burdens there. There's a need to be more independent in that regard. Interesting. Yeah, there's something that's just not balanced there. Like maybe you need to move, or you need to maybe check out where your fourth house is in your birth chart. You can do astrocartography to find, for example, a Jupiter fourth house line. I live on a Jupiter fourth house, or IC Imam Kawalai line, and I enjoy it. It's very protective. And the fourth house rules ancestors. It also rules real estate, right? So it rules stability, it rules structure. Jupiter is benefic. So if you live on certain lines where the planet is basically placed in an angular house for you, your first, fourth, seventh, or 10th, you experience really a good time. For example, if you were living on a Jupiter descendant line or seventh house line, you would find easy business connections or contracts. But if you're looking for real estate, you would look for an IC line, maybe a Venus or a Jupiter line, because Jupiter is a protective force and it expands. But of course, you'd have to still look at your own Jupiter aspects in your own chart. So, okay, Capricorn, I just wanted to share that in case anybody was interested. If you found that, if you are struggling in that regard, maybe check that out. AstroClick Travel is a great website. You can just enter your, make a free account, and you just enter your birth date details. And you just basically adjust the time for the time zone of wherever in different places to see if it would have a Jupiter line. But anyways, that's how you use the map in correlation with your birth chart, relocation chart. But anyways, yeah, there's something, there could be a new strategy that you might need to open yourself up to, like a new idea or something like that. Especially regarding joy or clarity, or like the sun, this is like your life purpose, right? So, interesting. Or something about your joy or clarity, but it's like you have to not reject this at the same time with the Four of Cups in the reverse. So maybe we'll actually use AI and get us a little quick idea of what this energy could mean. So let's see, it says Four of Cups, reversed, and Sun. Suggests a shift from stagnant or apathetic emotional states to a period of awakening, motivation, and newfound enthusiasm. So this could be about, learning new things, inspiring yourself. You could be doing this while in a moment of like rest, so that you can recalibrate and really redirect. It's kind of like when you take time to aim an arrow that you're shooting, right? You take time to aim it. You take time to, often involve embracing new opportunities or growth, and recognizing inner joy that was previously unseen. It indicates that, there's something about like releasing yourself, like releasing these burdens or opening yourself up. It indicates that a period of emotional dissatisfaction is ending, paving the way for a more confident, positive, and balanced outlook on life's potential and inherent good. Very interesting. Make sure you're drinking your water, right? 4:20 on the clock, as I see. So maybe, back in a little bit of ganja ain't never hurt nobody. As long, I don't know, I don't use the sativas, right? But everybody to each their own. I mean, we're all different, so I'm sure some people enjoy that strong stuff, but let's continue. Capricorns. Because I think they use that in India for like spiritual awakenings. And I noticed, like, when I tried it for the first time, I live in a country where it's legal, by the way, that it was a lot like entering the meditative state. So, of course, everything in balance. And yeah. Don't abuse anything, of course. But anyways, yeah, somebody could be like making a solid choice or decision. This could be the masculine here, or they could be deciding to make a choice. It's interesting. Tell me more. It's like they're looking towards the future or the present. Tell me more. Yeah, it's like they're ending a cycle of like pettiness, Five of Swords, or like fighting. They could have been involved with somebody that was very petty. Wow, Two of Cups. Meow. Meow. Yeah. Yeah, they're moving away from conflict, Five of Wands in the reverse. So interesting energy for sure to start your spread. Let's get you some more messages. Capricorn people and placements. Receiving, open. First card out, right? Wow. So yeah, again, this is like making a choice. Two of Wands in the reverse, a solid choice to be receptive or open to something, to move beyond the south node or the comfort zone, to move towards the north node, which is like happiness, luck, destiny. The north node in our birth chart is an area of like good karma, so to speak. South node is an area where you will constantly lose, because it's the south node represents the tail of the dragon that gets cut up and such. I don't know. It's a myth, but these symbolisms and archetypes play out, right? And themes. Life is art, right? It starts in art. It starts in the mind. It starts in consciousness, and then it manifests, right? So let's continue, Capricorn. So if you can imagine yourself happy, that's what you get, right? If you imagine solutions, if you pray for solutions, that's what you get. Higher self activation. Yeah, something about a reunion potentially. Interesting. Interesting. Somebody here could be very singular, independent. Miss I got my own bag energy, feminine here. The Nine of Pentacles. Something about Joan of Arc could be relevant. Capricorn people and placements. Or this person could be like dedicating themselves to their spiritual growth. Yeah, there's some kind of like third eye clarity that needs to be had to stop avoiding something and take charge of something, move away from external forces or superficial people, take a new chance, take a new opportunity, freedom, a new innovative, divine inspired, smart, Aquarian kind of energy. Yeah, sun, strength, and empowerment. Wow. Wow, being open to this with the sun on the sun, flanking the Four of Cups in the reverse. So maybe the Four of Cups upright usually for me means apathetic, right? You're rejecting something, you're not interested, none of what's offered to you is intriguing. But this is about the reverse, so it's about opening yourself up, maybe considering new approaches to old ideas, I think is what it says in my other deck. So, and this could be about how you deal with your burdens, closing on cycles, Ten of Wands, Four of Wands in the reverse. This could be to do with family, potentially. I actually kind of want to get some... Wow, did that just go upright? I didn't mean to do that. So that's crazy. Interesting. Capricorn. In the jungle. Yeah, there's some kind of transformation someone's going through. Deep shadow work. Especially regarding their fears. It's like coming into their power. Yeah, purpose. Wow. So, of course, the North Node in our birth chart is an area where we initially feel very out of our comfort zone, because the South Node represents past lives. And that's why when you go towards your North Node, it's an area that you get rewarded for, because it's something that you need to strive for. Like, for example, if you had the North Node in the first house, that would mean that in the past lives, your South Node is in the seventh house by its nature. It's the opposing axis. And that would mean that relationships are an area where you constantly kind of lose. Maybe you lose yourself in relationships. It doesn't mean you can't have... The greatest trick for the South Node is just to be detached to the house that it rules. For example, if it's the seventh house, then you would need to take a more detached approach to relationships, right? And maybe you're like coming up face to face with a lot of past life issues in your relationships. But then your North Node in the first house would mean, okay, putting yourself first, self-will, determination, being a leader would be probably foreign concepts, because you're always a follower, Libra energy, seventh house, right? So there's always a need to balance anything in our charts. If we have a lot of one element or whatever, we want to go towards the opposite. If you have a lot of earth, you want to go towards probably like fire, or to get you moving, get you new ideas, air maybe, or whatever. Just let's get your advice for Capricorn. What are their actions from their highest? Wow, time, teamly? Team? Maybe you got to work on a team. Timeline and spirit team. For Capricorn, what are their actions, please? For their highest timeline, please. Wow, Six of Wands. Success. Oh, go forward. Okay. I just heard put something into implementation. So yeah, there's some kind of opportunity here that they want you to go towards. Tell me more advice, please, for their highest timeline from their angels, guardian angels, and wow, Nine of Pentacles, and Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is in your future position for me. So this is about cultivating strength and independence. This could be part of your higher self activation, sun and strength, empowerment, strength. Wow. That's the third time she's come out. Look how it goes. It's like a step up ladder. It's like a X when you play that tic tac toe. This is like X marks the spot. Oh, that's a winning line. Higher self activation. Interesting. Strength on strength on strength. And strength comes from the sun, which we have twice here. So, and they're both related to the same zodiac sign of Leo. So Leo, I think Venus is still in Leo, or maybe Mercury's in Leo right now. So those that house in your chart could be really highlighted. This Leo is about our soul. It's about our the sun. The sun represents like Christ consciousness, happiness, joy, focusing on that stuff. So anything else for their advice? No, I don't think so. Eh? Do it now. Okay. Three of Wands in the reverse, the present moment, I would say. But they know how I read the cards, so I don't know. Take it as you will. Capricorn energies. I love the Capricorns from their highest time and team, guardians and guides, their ancestors for their highest timeline. Angel Michael, Lost Lands, We the Hathors, Deep Love, Birth is a Portal. Let us see. Okay, let's see. This is a tender, nourishing card, reminding you to receive the deep love of Mother's embrace. Being like when you receive love yourself, then you can actually receive love from others as well. You're being called to remember your place in the web of life and realize the Cosmic Mother watches you every step of the way. You may be going through transition right now, moving from one way of being to another. If so, you're reminded that you're cradled in a sacred container, that you're more held than you can possibly imagine, and you have access to more love than your heart can bear. That's beautiful. Pages 1, 2, 3. Kind of that ladder, that 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Let's get you a white light for Capricorns. Wow, Sovereign Queen Maeve. This is all about being sovereign, that's for sure. Tantra, interesting. On the bottom of the deck, let's check that out. 18 could be relevant. Okay, let's start with 40 here. Value what is sacred to you by protecting it from interference, even that which might be well-intentioned. So this could be like foundation structures, dreams. Be compassionate, but set firm boundaries. And you always have to have compassion for yourself first, right? You are going through to triumph over a negative situation. Yeah, the 10 of Wands. It will take courage, but you have more than enough inner strength, resourcefulness, and boldness to accomplish what you wish to attain. Do not give up. You have the ability to connect with the higher worlds. So open your heart and mind to the light, the sun, right, and the strength. At the portal between the everyday reality and the rapture of the unchecked aliveness stands Sovereign Queen Maeve. She is an initiatrix, taking us beyond constraints of polite moralism and into bliss, sacred passion, grit, and astuteness needed to cultivate and protect the light. Goddess, warrior, queen of the Fae, and fearless guardian and protector of territory, Maeve is wild and determined. It's kind of like how they try to lie on women during when the patriarchy was like full-fledged, I guess the last 1,000 or 2,000 years. She stimulates confidence, encouraging one to not shy away, but rather to assertively engage with life and claim your true place in the world. She encourages us to refuse to allow our sacred territory to be intruded upon by unworthy rulers, whether they be critical voices in our own mind or ego-driven interlopers. Maybe, or these could be people around you, right? People you keep in your circle or that you let in your energy. Maeve is the instinct to engage when challenged, to call in recruits, and to use all the inner wisdom and talent at your disposal so you can assert the light and refuse to be put down or denied your rightful place. Protecting territory from a spiritual perspective is unlike the grasping and self-serving of the ego that wishes to obtain whatever it can for its own benefit. The world needs souls who are willing to and able to hold sacred space and refuse it to allow it to become contaminated by greed, jealousy, hate, or confusion. This is an act of courage and selflessness. Such an act of courage serves all. To be a son or daughter of Maeve requires some spiritual chops. It takes a feisty refusal to be dominated and controlled. It also takes wisdom to recognize that one can lovingly accept all that is without judgment, whilst also discerning when and how to set a firm boundary, lest sacred space is trampled on or defiled by ignorance. Rapture is a pathway out of control and into the sacred and consciously chosen abandonment into something greater than self. When the ocean into which we plunge ourselves is that of the spirit, then our ecstasy becomes a revitalizing, frequency-raising, soul-empowering experience that manifests the pathways to victory, where in a lower state of awareness there appeared to be no hope. If we honor our need for communion with the sacred realms, we will give ourselves the time and space we need to integrate relevant practices into our lives. Committing to spiritual practice requires a self-possession to know what matters to you, irrespective of whether another or society in general recognizes the wisdom in your values. We create the world. That's why we're born. Every generation is different, right? Sovereignty is self-possession. It is the belonging of oneself that happens internally as we claim our being and commit to our unique life journey True spiritual sovereignty exists outside social mores. It is not about becoming subversive or disrespectful to others, but rather about seeking out freedom of being. This leads you to naturally become an active presence, which dismantles enslaving social mores and stimulates society to mature spiritually. This oracle asks you to come home to yourself again and again. Know that you are strong enough to live your life and chart your course in communion with the sacred. In Sanskrit, Svaraj, or self-rule, and the meaning of Raj is also radiance, and it can also mean self-luminous. Do not allow destiny to rest in the hands of others. Recognize the light within you is the true ruler. You have the power to light yourself up with spirit. Commit to what you can do and believe in the realms of the divine are working with you. Do not be dissuaded. You shall be victorious. This could be about maybe asking for specific signs or confirmations as well could help, but let's check out your other card. It's quite a mouthful. Let's see. 18. Be open to that which seems unfamiliar or different, right? The North Node is an area of a chart that has good karma, but it's not something that we feel is familiar, and that's a good thing, because what's familiar in the South Node actually leads us to losses, and so there's a need to be detached from the South Node. You will experience a breakthrough as you embrace an unusual approach. You are on a soul path of accelerated spiritual growth, which is swifter but not always easier. You do not have to contrive your own. We are in eclipse season, right? So quick, fast changes, but you can dip into the bliss within your body to lighten your mental state and remind yourself everything is working out beautifully. So connecting with the higher divine, having trust, inhaling golden white light from heaven, exhaling that energy down your feet, pushing out any negative energy. But this can also be about the frequency of 639 hertz evokes unity. It moves beneath conflict and grounds us in simplicity, connection, and love. When the Tantra of 639 hertz is in a reading, soul connections with their twin flames, soulmates, spirit guides, or soul tribes are especially significant to our spiritual growth. The frequency enhances the capacity for conscious healing interaction between those who have been at odds. It is a loving cosmic bliss bomb which breaks the toxic grip of ego and facilitates soulful connection and karmic healing. If you have been working through relationship issues, this oracle brings good news for healing and resolution. Interesting. Do not zone out or turn away from what is happening even when painful. Be gentle with yourself but persistent on your path. If you cannot proceed along a certain course, find another way, but don't abandon your dreams. Be receptive yet also determined and dynamic. If you have been worrying about a situation, this oracle advises you're working your way through it with whatever support you need shall be provided, and you are further along than you realize. The highest divine outcome is already being woven through your soul and into your experience. Things may not always go to plan, but they are still going to work out. Interesting. This could be about love, joy, happiness, pleasure. Creativity, but let's get you some juicy messages, Capricorns. Whoa, I just got a deja vu. Sorry, just give me a second. Yeah, I don't know, that's trippy. Let's just continue. That is trippy. That song is good. What is it, like MC Tricky or something? I forget the name. Capricorn. Are you going through an awakening? I saw better partner incoming was showing up a little bit, so maybe that could be a thing. I mean, we are different every moment, right? So we resonate different frequencies. You can attract new, more aligned soul connections, realities, timelines. Also, my lovely Capricorns. Making space for those meant to come on your journey. First one that needed attention. Yeah, there's something about your lack of being sovereign is going to be a huge thing you need to overcome. You might have fears related to like independence or something. There is a need to be strong, go towards the North Node. So yeah, definitely check out your North Node in your own chart. Take this time out of rest to learn about your North Node, to learn about the house it's in, which aspects it's making to other houses. You know, maybe it has a conjunction with, I don't know, fortune, or maybe it has a weird aspect with something else. I don't know. This is just guidelines. It says, wanted to take you off path / make you doubt your intuition / gifts. So these could be associated with those fears. Fake friend, jealous of the love and success you get. Okay. They tried to take you out. I'm not sure if this was upright or reversed. Don't boast. Keep success private. Yeah, this could be a time to keep more focus, keep things under wrap. Don't divulge specific details. Remind yourself of who you truly are. Take pride. More in tune with the divine, right? Loved child by God. No time to focus on unfinished business. Cry with money. Don't cry. Enjoy. Okay. We have apply lessons and move forward. So there might be a need to do like a cord cutting ritual or just a final kind of let go. Tries to feed off you. This could be like multiple people in your past, or maybe specific like patterns. Ignore the ploy of others to rush you / say you must chase. LOL. Keep high vibration. Revealing secrets. Maybe something was revealed to you. Protect what you've worked for. Choosing who you are. Interesting. Courageously. Save your time and energy. Yes, maybe there's a need to like a battery recharge. Focus on powerful relationships only. Starts with a powerful relationship with yourself. Be careful of the seeds you plant. Your intuition protects you from harmful decisions. Always hold positive beliefs about yourself. Couldn't break you. Plumbing issues equals bad karma. Wants you trapped while they're free. Keep strong boundaries. Interesting. Wants to be opposite gender. We have sovereign creator, remembering. Only deal with people who bring something to the table. Stand on business with your emotions. Okay. They didn't see the work you did behind the scenes, creating consciously. Give them false info. Monitoring spirit decoy wants access. Wants to see what info they can get. We have know thy worth. So yeah, definitely don't do things that jeopardize your goals. You're not just a person. You're a whole spirit team. You're a force. They need to work on their life. Don't cause yourself setbacks. Stay clear, manifest, and focus on God. They haven't been in control of their mind for some time. Demonic possession. And we have new friend. Okay, I don't know if it was upright or reversed. Jealous of your independence. Advance. So maybe there's something about advancing something or going forward. They're lying about their money. Interesting. Ardra. This could be, I think that's a subset of Scorpio, I believe. Interesting. They lame as hell, empty inside, dusty/crusty. And you are not meant to suffer forever. Purge. Yeah, so this could be like releasing those burdens, releasing these patterns, fears, 10 of Wands energy. But let's get you a familiar. Capricorn's spirit team. What's the most valuable message for their highest timeline of love and light from angels and guardians? Survival, lizard, potency, goat, and snake, rebirth. God damn. They're like, it ain't just one. Okay, let's see. Lizard is usually about adapting to circumstances, I believe. Let's see. Or studying something. 'Tis no good hiding in the sand. Be rock solid to make a stand. Do what it really takes to truly thrive. Endure and persist to survive. 6-6 is the 12-page number, so could be something about Taurus. In standing your ground, do not resort to malice or cruelty. You come off the worst. Your fears and the ways you're dealing with them are being revealed. You're coming up against someone who seems cold or uncaring, so show them tenderness, and if that doesn't work, show them the door. My kind has been long around before yours. Remember that as I tell you now to take whatever measures necessary to keep your head above water, see a plan come together. You might feel at your wit's end about a house move that teeters on the brink, or a promise of a promotion that never comes, or money you're still owed. You may have lost sleep over such a challenge or even questioned your own reasonings, but do not give up. Take a stand and get to know your laws and rights and apply them. We lizards have learned to fit in and thrive wherever we are for millennia. This was no accident, big or small, scaly or smooth. We familiarized ourselves with our surroundings and situation and then became a part of them. You need to get over your hurdle in life, whatever it is right now, and if you so choose, you'll be aided by my power to master the situation and survive through it so that you too may thrive as a result. Nice. Endurance and renewal. Aids creativity of thought and deed. Replenishes your survival instincts and encourages you to be accountable for your actions when seeking to bring about a change. Alrighty, we have goat, which is usually about getting out of a rut, and then snake. I'm kind of being called a snake. I don't think I've read snake in a while. Tendencies to strike out and bite. Shed the past was yesterday's fight. Transmute the old and seek to evolve. Transitional changes rebirths one's resolve. Transmute the old and seek to evolve. Transmute the old. So channeling that energy into something else. Maybe allowing it to fuel you and seek to evolve. Transitional changes, rebirths, one's resolve. So there's a really strong need to be strong. Expect dramatic change in your life. Your primal life force energy is awakening. So Kundalini rising, maybe you're awakening. Your third eye's opening kind of energy. You're getting very intuitive. You're talking to God, working with your spirit team. Healing opportunities are being shown to you. Stay grounded and close to the earth. Yeah, especially, I was going to say that actually. I didn't say that, but I was thinking it, and I was thinking, since we're in eclipse season, is a great time to be really slow and intentional and grounded, because so much is changing externally. Actually, in the olden days, you wouldn't go outside during an eclipse because there was already so much kind of unpredictable kind of energy. So you might even notice that, like if you have a window or with a lot of traffic, you might notice that people act differently at different times, or there's more certain people out at certain day hours or whatever. For example, whenever like there's a transit that I noticed that's like a Mars or a Pluto transit. Suddenly men are outside. There's just like a lot of men outside. And they're always like, they look agitated and angry. And that's usually the Pluto, like, especially if you get like a transit with like Mars, which impacts men, like making some weird square or like an opposition to Pluto or Venus opposing Pluto. Those are times when you need to be careful about people, right? Relationships, Venus rules the feminine, right? So I don't know. It's just an observation, but one I am glad to share. Anyways, Blackbird Omens on the top of the deck. Okay. Let's get you some Lenormands for Capricorn, then we'll close it up. Capricorn. Dog. Something about a friend or not a friend. Something more. Capricorn. Birch-rod. So there could be some kind of dismay or confusion. Interesting. Anything else for Capricorn? Star. Something about healing. Reciprocity here. Changes. Wow, lady. Wow, nice. This lady could have dealt with somebody that wasn't. Tell me more, Capricorn. They could be leaving something behind. Tell me more. Crossroads. Mountain. Someone needs to make a choice and like perhaps choose healing, or yeah, okay. Capricorn people in placements from their highest timeline of love and light. Choose love. Indulge. Tell me more, Capricorn. This is about maybe being more choosy, awakened. About who you're going to love, boss up. Interesting. Awaken and boss up. I like that. Make a wish. Body work. So you could be like really working on your self confidence, your self concept, your self esteem, your self scripting. Physical check and wellness. The card calls for you to return to the body, send loving thoughts and kind words to your vessel. Eat when you're hungry, stretch when you're tense, sleep when you're tired, drink enough water. So enjoying the like just basic things. Great opportunities for gentle movement. Your body's your home, and a physical restoration is necessary. Okay, we have 29. This card means it's a season for winning. You are luck personified right now. You're in the right place at the right time. Your manifestations seem to appear at the snap of your fingers. This is an indication that you're in alignment with worthy people, places, and opportunities. So you could be just focusing on what you desire or want at this time. Intriguing. Any last animal messages for Capricorn? Vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. Interesting. So you might have had to pull away from someone that wasn't good for you. Tell me more. In between. Flamingo. Time to let go. Groundhog. Groundhog Day. Weird. Maybe you feel like you're repeating like a loop, like in that movie, right? Because he's like constantly reliving that day or something. Like you're constantly like repeating something. Capricorn. Horn maze. Yeah, you can't see something clearly. Not yet. When you live within you lives the hidden, the things that want nothing more than to swallow you whole. Darkness falls. So you can be going through the dark nightish soul kind of energy, doing deep shadow work. Let's see. Facing your demons, acknowledging fault, self-compassion. Your higher self chose this card because you have faults or have made mistakes. It's true, some mistakes are more costly than others, but no one lives a perfect life by any means. When you've made a misstep or when your faults put you in a sticky situation, defense mode can feel like the natural response. The wound from feeling less than is already likely triggered self-criticism, doubt, or even anger. Then also to bear the weight of someone else's disappointment or pain or anger or criticism feels like too much to carry. Before you know it, darkness has fallen and you're operating from the shadowy place rather than standing in your light or giving yourself grace. So this could be about taking good care of yourself, calming, soothing yourself, having a good relationship to creativity, manifestation, your spirit team. You have pulled darkness falls because you're experiencing your situation from a dark place and reacting defensively to those fears, right? Every story has two sides, and it might be time to consider whether or not you also share some blame in the current circumstances. This card does not guide you to view yourself in a negative light, but to act as a neutral bystander who is merely curious and observant. How might you advise a friend who is experiencing similar circumstances? Would you guide them to calm down or take deep breaths, explain to them how they might be wrong in the situation, or even say sorry? You might find clarity and answers needed for positive resolution once you observe your circumstances from the outside rather than deep inside your shadow. That is interesting because I think another tarot reader I heard mention something about seeing something from the balcony, from the higher perspective, right? So interesting. Perhaps you will discover you were right all along, or maybe you'll be forced to acknowledge your own faults. As C.S. Lewis said, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start from where you are and change the ending. That's interesting. Change the ending. Very great Gatsby of that, for sure. Let go of the things that weigh heavily on you. You deserve to take up space. 14. Let's see. I mean, this is something about like maturing. Maybe you've gone through a process of maturing. Nothing's wasted. Vulture spirit, right? Shedding, making space, which that was the first card out, or the first message out, so that's interesting. Came up twice. Clearing blocks. Your higher self chose this card because you're in a radical period of release that feels more like an unraveling. It's likely you're experiencing many endings in the form of lost friendships, breakups, moves, or other challenging changes that have you wondering, why is it all happening to me? Eclipse season. First and foremost, know that you're not being punished or frowned on. All these changes are necessary for future growth and expansion. And while unpleasant, you know the things that leave you were only blocking success before. Loss of a job might inspire you to finally start your own business, or a health scare might be a wake-up call that prompts you to take well-being more seriously. By the time this period's over, you feel lighter, freer, and much renewed. Do your best to find the light in every ending you face now. This is an excellent time to undergo personal lifestyle changes, like a makeover, adopting weight loss program, enrolling in a dating app, or hiring a financial advisor. What's more important is making future decisions from an authentic place. It's time to get some clarity about the kind of life you'd like to have and what you need to manifest it, especially if you also pulled Apothecary Cabinet. Falling Leaves release spell. So this could be about like, yeah, interesting. Just burning out, write something down, burn it, or do a little, I don't know what you gotta do, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, oh, that's funny. Just as I'm ending it, I can't talk. I'm gonna end it here. All right, thank you so much for being here. If you need a personal, feel free to use the Buy Me a Coffee link. You can leave a tip through there. I really appreciate the likes and subscriptions, and thank you so much to all the supporters. And I'm gonna be praying for all your successes. Good luck. Take care.